Greetings, family. This is your boy, OGE Love the Game Coach, aka a damn fool saved by God's grace and submission only to the will of the Almighty God, who there is none greater, who shares no partners, and is supreme and great in his majesty and his honor. All praises to the God. Come to you live from Yo Streets Mag TV, an elusive and elaborate show called the For Real Talk Show. The For Real TV's talk show. In this show, what we do is we try to illuminate the unsung heroes and sheroes of our communities. We try to illuminate the mom and pop businessmen and grassroots activists, movers, shakers, and others that spill over from our communities. Yo Streets Mag TV is about the streets that take us up and down the highways and byways to our store places, our mall places, our party places, our worship places, our praise places, and hopefully some of those who are able to go back into the institutions and the jails and be able to have an impact and effect in those places, to be able to redeem and give light to the forgotten souls of brothers and sisters who are locked up and incarcerated in the United States prisons and jails. We also seek to be the voice of the underground. We seek to be the voice of the overcomers who have overcome obstacles and things in life that cause you to deal with setbacks, to deal with falls, to deal with failures and mistakes, and to show people that on the other side of these things, the people that you will see on this show and this channel through the For Real TV talk show are definitely overcomers and dream makers, because what we do is we take our testimonies and we serve them to the community and the public in hopes that our testimonies will empower somebody else to chase their dream and do likewise and become successful. And today I want to talk to you guys about our first annual Dallas Community Baby Cash, Free Baby Cash, Charlton, Houston Community Rally. While it did not explode as some would have liked or some would have imagined. We create this, we accept this to be a credible win for all of us on all levels because it sparked a movement. It was a great show of unity in the community. We had people come out from all walks of life and tax brackets, taxpayers, voters, and others who have been through obstacles in their lives that have caused them to appreciate seeing someone come out to support someone who's still engrossed and entrenched in the struggle on the front line, at the forefront. And with that being said, we continue to push and rally for the release of Charlton Baby Cash Houston, hoping that the state of Texas will see fit to give him a special parole review based on new information of extreme support from reputable taxpayers and voters and public citizens of Texas's societies, that they can see that this man's appeal, his love, and his commitment to the community is impactful enough to reach from the inside to the outside and be able to touch those of his friends and other acquaintances and those who come into contact with him, as well as the children and the youth who look up to him in his example, even from behind the bars, being able to show that he is a changed and a different man. There's a distinct difference between the mental capacity of a 16-year-old juvenile and a 48-year-old fully functioning and cognizant and a very, very, very thoroughly educated and intellectually inclined adult. So what we want to do is we want to bring awareness to the attention that years ago, maybe some 10 and maybe a little bit more years ago, the state of Texas decided to commute the death sentences of juveniles who were convicted of seriously heinous crimes in the state of Texas from death row. They commuted their death sentences to life with the opportunity to make parole because it had been determined by reputable psychiatrists and psychologists that the thinking capacity of a 16-year-old juvenile child is definitely not the same as that of a 25 or 30 or 40-year-old adult. And that during our youth, many who have been exposed to wayward lifestyles and subcultural disadvantages in their communities tend to lean toward violence, drugs, gangs, and the other things that go along with the street law of our communities and get caught up in a situation where they become violently aggressive and find themselves in a precarious situation looking at death to life in prison. We don't tend to take away from the seriousness of the loss of life and the damages caused by these individuals. We share prayers and remorse and hope for the spiritual betterment of the victims and the remaining family members and loved ones who are the victims of the crimes created by these young men and young women's hands. But as well, we recognize that over time, with self introspection, the intervention of God and spiritual awakening, and a soul searching, a deep soul searching that brings about redemption, that change is evident and change eventually will recompense. So we believe that those who have gone through that process and have initiated that particular form of change deserve a second chance to show us and prove to us in society, the state, the court, and the victims that they can indeed make positive strides that would impact others to keep others from ending up being like them and ending up going down the same road and path to destruction that they took along the way. So if Texas can determine and commute the death sentences of 16-year-old juveniles because of their mental capacity and thinking at the times of their crime, then we believe that it is albeit possible that the state parole board panel can at least entertain the consideration that a 50-year-old man is totally different from the 16-year-old child who committed the crimes that Charlton, but maybe Cash Houston did in his youth. And we stand out here in the gap for Mr. Houston. We created this particular rally and push and campaign out of love, out of loyalty, out of friendship, compassion, and humanity because we understand that 33 years is enough to keep someone incarcerated to pay back penitence for something that they did when they were 16 years old. We believe that Mr. Houston deserves a chance at life on the outside to prove, even under the supervision of the community supervision of the Texas Parole Board, be it electronic monitoring or any other form of monitoring necessary in order to gauge and track his progress. We believe that he should be given an opportunity to at least prove that he can maneuver and be able to be a viable and vital asset to the community in our society. And because of that, we stand with him, we stand for him. Yo Streets Mag TV and the For Real TV talk show, we stand behind this push and this initiative. And I personally make it my personal mission to see to it that eventually, by the grace of God, that this young man will get opportunity to put his 2 feet on free ground within the next year or two. And for those of you who support, I appreciate your support. For those of you who came out to sign a petition, those who came out to speak your word, to speak your piece in regard to this initiative, those of you who came out to just be a part of the environment and support the movement, I love you and I thank you and I appreciate it. And I speak for myself and my friends and co-coordinators being Mr. OG Insane, Mrs. Laquita Davis, Mrs. Ashley, and the owner of Ash Lane Beer and Wine Store in Dallas, Texas. Of course, Mr. Charleston White, one of the co-coordinators and speakers, and as well as a few others. We really appreciate your efforts, and we give praise and thanks to Almighty God for allowing you and inspiring you to come out and be a part of this great event. Never in the history of any man in the state of Texas has there been this kind of push or involvement from his community and his city and the people in his hometown who would come back 30 plus years later to say this man is changed and he needs to be free. This is a landmark, and it is a torchlight experience that needs to be recreated and reiterated over and over again when our prisoners show change and they show productivity. With that, I'll close this intro and I will allow you to enjoy some of the sights and sounds of the Dallas community, Texas, Free, Baby, Cash, Charlton, Houston, Freedom Campaign. Thank you so much. God bless you and keep you. And God is great, no matter what comes against you, who comes against you in whatever form or formation. Always look forward to the heavens from which come your help and know that God will be there. God is greater than anything that stands, anything that breathes, and anything that moves. He is the creator. He is the dividing factor. And he is the all in all. Praises be to God. Thank you and I love you. Signing off. Yo Streets Mag TV, the For Real TV talk show. OGE Love, the game coach. For real, baby.